Alright, hey guys, it's Stetson here again with another video, and this time it's about my favorite team, Manchester United. Alright! Okay, today we're looking at what I think Manchester United should do. We're looking at a 4-1-2-1 formation, 4-1-2-1-2, kind of tongue twister. I want to tell you a little bit about this formation and why I think it's going to work well. So, the 4-1-2-1-2 is also known as the diamond formation. This is a highly tactful way to set out a team. The most advanced of all four midfield players is known as the playmaker, and he is usually the most skilled and creative player on the team. All the moves go through the playmaker, and he's the focal points of all the attacks. When his team is on offense, he needs to be checking in and out of space, and this is especially keen in a team like this. Because if your center attacking mid is isolated, he is almost useless. And in this, I have Ashley Young as this, and I think he can do this job very well, as he can play various positions in the team. This is a comparatively narrow formation, and the fullbacks have to work harder as a result to provide width for the team. The withdrawn midfield player is the defensive midfielder or the holding midfielder, and he rarely ventures forward. The defensive midfielder is where the attack builds from, so only the most talented and tactically aware holding midfielders can perform this task. Holding mids are expected to be smart, to make smart, decisive passes in which the offense can build on. The right and left midfielders must also be aware and prepared to defend, as opponent teams will utilize the weakness of wide play on offense. So all midfielders, but the attacking midfielder, must go box to box in order for this to work. So let's take a look at some of the notes I have. We have Ashley Young coming to Manchester United. He is going to get better with the quality of players at Manchester United. Sure, he didn't. Let's see his stats. 7 goals, 10 assists, which is why I have him at center attacking mid, in 34 appearances. He is going to get better with the quality of players. Since Manchester United very skilled, flary players, he's going to fit well in this team, and he's going to score more goals and assists. He's definitely a playmaker. As you can see, 10 assists. He's a great passer, and he's aggressive. Also, he can play a various amount of positions. He can play left wing, he can play center attacking mid, he can play left mid, he can play anything, alright? And he's a good crosser. So if he does, say if Nanny's out injured, you can put him at left mid, and yeah, he's a good passer, good crosser. Next, I want to talk about something else. Let's see. Manchester United has lately been linked with Wesley Sneijder from Inter, and to be honest, I don't think it's going to happen. And I'm glad it's not, because I think I have a better idea. First off, he's going to cost way too much. It's just not worth it, and Inter are going to hold out until they pay out the butt. So, here's what I think. So, let's see. As we know, we have Michael Carrick and Fletcher as our center mids, and in this formation I have Darren Fletcher playing center defensive mid, but rather than buying Wesley Sneijder center attacking mid, which Ashley Young can fill that role easily, I think what we need to look at is Esteban Cambiasso. He plays for Serie A, Inter, 7 goals scored in 28 appearances. He's from Argentina and a center defensive mid. Well, he can play it. I don't really know what he plays right now, but let's see. Esteban Cambiasso is pretty much almost half the cost of Wesley Sneijder, and is kind of why I think one of the key roles of why Barcelona lost to Inter last year in the UEFA Finals. And the clip's not coming up for 2 minutes now, but you'll see what I mean. Esteban Cambiasso is aggressive and an excellent tackler, and can make good long passes to open up space. So, as you can see, we're still on that Ashley Young video. He, in the Barcelona game, he tackles them and he puts pressure on them, which is the two most important teams for a team like Barcelona that uses very flair-like passing, I guess. It's very silky play, and he was excellent in that game and stopped a lot of plays. So, let's see. He pressures the ball rather than just watch. I mean, you see that a lot. People are expecting the player to pass. And you know what? He doesn't think about that. He just goes for a tackle. You know what I mean? Get the work done fast. He's experienced, and like I said, half the price of Sneijder. And by experience, I mean, he's 30 years old, and I think he'd be more used than Wesley Sneijder, as Ashley Young can fill his role. and he keeps the opposing defense on their toes. As you can see when the Barcelona video comes up, he makes a lot of passes to, I think one of the passes was to Milito, and it was a great ball, and I mean, Inter was just stuck in their zone, and they just couldn't get it out, and he just makes this great pass to take the pressure off his defense and put it on the opposing team. So this is why I think Manchester United should play a 4-1-2-1-2. I mean, we have Nani, we have Valencia, and I know for a fact, I don't know about Nani, I mean, yeah. Valencia, he is such a hard worker. I mean, you saw him against the Barcelona game. He played right back. I mean, you know that as I said, that the left and right mids need to play extremely well. They need to go box to box so that they don't get beat on the whiff. And I know Valencia can do this. I mean, you saw him. I mean, he made really good tackles in the game. I mean, sure, they were a little risky, but it's better than letting them score. So, if they don't sign Esteban Cambiasso, no, that's just my opinion. I mean, you guys don't have to, like, you know, yell at me like, oh, you're retarded or something. That's just my opinion, and I seriously think it's a good idea, and tell me if you think so too. I mean, right there, you see his physical presence right there. I mean, he pressures the ball. Look at that, look at that. Exactly what I was talking about. He doesn't stare at the ball. He charges at him, and that's what I like about him. He doesn't think about it, and yeah. So, I think if Manchester United doesn't get Wesley Sneijder, I think they'll be fine. I think Darren Fletcher can fill this role very easily. It's just that, you know, I mean, I don't know if he can keep up with the intensity of the game like Esteban Cambiasso has, who has lots of experience with Champions League matches and everything. And really, the strikers, and they don't really matter. I mean, Berbatov is definitely excellent player for all against like crappy teams. Like, no offense, but yeah. Javier Hernandez, I don't think he's quite experienced yet for the Champions League, but I think with last year's he'll be fine, and I can only see him getting better with players like Ashley Young, Valencia, Nani, Rooney. I think Manchester United's going to go to a back-to-back title win, and if you disagree with me, that's alright. I mean, I just really don't see any competition. I mean, Chelsea, I think they're kind of going downhill. They can't really get the form going. Bad form, yeah. I think the number one competitors this year are probably going to be Liverpool and Manchester City. We all know Liverpool. Man, they've been spending a lot from Jordan Henderson, Andy Carroll. Not sure. I know they signed a couple other players that are really good. And I think the shocker this year is going to be Queen's Park Rangers. I think they're going to do exceptionally well. And I think they're going to be the, so to speak, like kind of like Blackpool last year. You know what I mean? They were always upsetting other teams. And I really not happy about Blackpool getting relegated. They made so many interesting matches. Like, I remember one against Manchester United where they were beating them 2-0 halftime. I'm just like, what? And I mean, Manchester United won in the end, but what would the Premier League be without Blackpool next year? I mean, oh my gosh. So, I think Manchester United are going to be solid defensively, as they have two young defenders coming through, Chris Smalling and Phil Jones, which, man, that's one expensive defender. If you've seen highlight videos of him on YouTube, you can see why he's worth this much. So, this is pretty much it about why I think Manchester United should play a 4-1-2-1-2 formation next year. And I'm going to try to get more videos out, and comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'm keeping it fresh. Alright!
Soldier Boy, tough. Hey, I got this new dance for y'all called the Soldier Boy. You just gotta punch, then crank back 3 times from left to right. Soldier Boy, I'm in it. Why me crank it? Why me